the Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
For thousands of years, man has been searching for the ultimate prize. Now, you can complete that quest at Holy Grail Toys. Buy and sell with less fees than eBay. Vintage, boutique, and elusive items are all you'll discover at Holy Grail Toys. Find yours.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
You're watching a syndicate program.
Yeah, gotta go. No, it's fine. Oh, hey, what's up? Well, good morning and good afternoon. You are watching Good Morning Toy Box. We have a lot to get into, as a lot has happened over the week. But first and foremost, how are you doing, Alexander Thunderous Storm? Good morning to you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good morning, everyone from coast to coast. Good morning, Toy Box.
That's right. We're happy to be here. We're excited to see you guys here, and we got a lot we got to go through. So let's just get right into it.
I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good.
Feels good every time that plays.
Oh yeah, man. I want to feel good, brother.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Ringtone coming. I've been testing out my ringtones. I got a new phone, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's pretty good. They don't have a lot of reception. It's singular, so I don't know if you guys ever use that.
Yeah.
But look, there's a lot of stuff we got to get into. I know that there's been questions about like do the weeks just get crazier and crazier than they did this week?
Yeah. I think it is, man. I think it's 2 weeks in. We were talking about this on Toy Box Chronicles on Wednesday night. Yeah, it seems like they dumped a lot of stuff and everything. And this week was no exception. So, I got a feeling. And from everyone, It wasn't just standard Mattels and the Hasbros. It was imports. Everybody was dropping stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's all there's people dropping stuff that I just didn't even know about that are like bangers.
Yeah.
Hey, but let's jump in and see what's happening over in the fan bag. Alex, if you want to take us over to there.
Absolutely, and everything. We got B-Some this morning. Good morning, everyone. Star Wars Black Series drops were amazing this week. Absolutely. We've got the Royal Rhino.
The triple R is in the house. Real Royal Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah, and then another Rhino Hobbies. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have Commander Cody's Vault. Good morning, everyone. Afternoon to those on the East Coast. Yes, afternoon to those on the East Coast. We've got Darth Moocher. Darth Moocher grinding as usual. Good morning to you, sir. Got Dr. Brentley. We'll see that guy again later on tonight.
He will be on. It is what the doctor ordered. So
absolutely. I don't see anyone else new in, but Roar does say the Black Mamba. Absolutely. Got to pay respect where respect's due. And says say it 3 times, I appear.
Oh, watch out. I don't know if we could do that.
Yeah, man. But hey. Thanks to everybody for joining us. We are running things from our central studios, from where you guys see it. But hey, this is the lead-in show because tonight we got Pixel Plastic and Ink at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're the lead-in show. We got one tonight, so you got 2 points to get your toy fix on and all your pop culture needs. So.
And not to mention what's going to happen between now and then, no clue. But Pixel Plastic Inc. is definitely a show. While we talk about toys, it is a pop culture fandom based show. So we go over a lot of things, including everyone's favorite popcorn buckets, because that popcorn buckets never let us down.
Yep, absolutely, brother. So, hey, man, a lot of great stuff that popped in this week. You've been seeing this. We've been running this new feature for the new part of the new year. Got a little bit of rundown on the show. So we got some Star Wars Black popping in today. Got some Hot Toy Star Wars. Oh, yes. Some Marvel Legends. Yeah, they dropped something. We got Transformer Target exclusive. We got a Transformer Missing Link also that dropped this week. Some McFarlane releases, and then we're going to talk about the Syndicate Discord. If you're not on it, you should be on it. It's the all point where all kind of fandom is released there. Got some upcoming events, and then we got a preview of tonight's Pixel Plastic and Ink. So, hey, my friend, we were talking about this on Wednesday, but it's a lot of stuff. Started off the week strong, man. You gotta start the week off with drops. And then the whole week kind of goes into that way, Yeah. And this week was started off with a lot of stuff, but Hasbro and the Star Wars team, I think, actually set the tone for the week, don't you?
They sure did. And this is our week in review.
Absolutely.
These were insane. Look, I know that there's people that are like, who cares? It's Watto, but it's like, everyone cares that it's Watto, and you're just trying to be controversial. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think that the only one I didn't get is Ton Wee, but it's only because I'm not connected with the character. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think if you're watching any of the prequels, these are some of the characters that you definitely wanted to see. I think that they had their moments where the original series, we've seen most of these characters where they're always as fan retreads on them, so we're seeing them constantly put out. And I think that this was something that I think a lot of the newer Star Wars fans wanted to see. And they've been kind of doing that over the last, I say, probably about maybe a year or so, really concentrating on. I know they're going to do the Battle of Geonosis, which is a huge thing for everyone. I think all these characters were great. I was on, Blitz Transmissions They were doing the live reaction, and if you haven't seen that, there is a video. Go over to Bliss Transmission and see the video because it was on with Jackson and Tommy. They had some really big moments that you want to check out those reactions to it. But Watto's a great character. Here's the thing that we were talking about, even with the Geonosis characters, is the flight stance. This was that and the fluttering wings.
Yeah.
These were the levels where they needed to get to. And, you know, hey, man, I think that they definitely need that. We've got B-Sum. Was a disheartening arc in the Bad Batch. Yes, I will agree with you, too. You know, again, this is what the fans wanted. Their characters is going to fill out some people's shelves. And I think it's great. I especially like the Geonosis Warrior. And I was seeing that through our Discord. That character itself really was filling in a lot of people's collection. This is a true army builder. And, you know, I've seen some guys in our Discord saying, hey, you know, I bought, you know, 2 on Hasbro Pulse. I bought 3 on Amazon. So they're going to really build that character out. And I think that there's nothing wrong with troop builders. Every time you see a stormtrooper drop, there's people that will buy multitudes. They know this is kind of like a grab character, man, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the flight stand only adds to that because then you can pose these characters for your toy photographer in different poses, different, you know, some up on the flight stand, some down. You know, there's a lot of great things you can do. That's going to be a scene I'm definitely going to see. And it was like, Tanwi did does redeem herself. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's redeemed. Don't worry. We're good with it. It's not English show. But you know, I think that again, we were talking about this, we've been talking about this all week, man. One of the things they have to do is that this is the standard that Hasbro has to hold. They cannot drop below this standard. Now, and I understand there's a little bit more of fixed incomes and things like that are starting to happen, yet they're also jacking up the prices of figures. But when you're getting like, you know, flight stands, wing effects, things like that, you absolutely definitely have to you know, bring the pricing, but not only with the pricing, you've got to bring the accessories, and it has to look like it's actually worth the price they're delivering too. We got B-Sum. I'm excited to have a Jedi cut off the Geonosis wings. Yep. Ronald Hobbies also says, getting my can of Raid ready. Yeah, these are really great characters. And again, man, I was more or less impressed with the sculpting on these, especially Geonosis Warriors. There were certain points where they showed imaging through their toy photography of the hands and just all the accessories, the detailed cuts, the deep dives in that. Like, wow, man, if that's what they're pulling off, again, I'm gonna expect this one of those points, man. They definitely have to keep doing this. And thank you, sir. They look so good. They do. Watto, again, give him the cane. You know, they had so many great shots of this character. That's the one thing I will give Hasbro's toy photographers credit on, is that they are picking up all the little details, and like whoever they're using over there is actually making a lot of these characters epic, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that this is just what you know, you hear it a lot. It's kind of like you know, Marvel is kind of having the same problem with like Spider-Man and stuff. It's like how many of the main characters do you actually need?
Yeah.
Especially when you can already have a conversation about which 5 are the main figures to collect, right? Like the definitive characters. So I think that this is what's needed, and I do think that they're gonna need to start introducing and look, they did it on the Marvel team too, but like the background characters that people want, I think you'll see that a lot of people are really into the idea of these. And I know a lot of I think Moocher said he bought like a bunch of Geonosis. So happy Friday, Rebo Experience. Welcome in. Good afternoon, good morning. And I think, look, I think this is a good direction.
Yeah.
I'm excited that they did it. But like you said earlier, I think that they definitely have to keep up the expectations. And we talked about this. We talked about this before too, where you know, does the first stream, and this is something for everybody to comment below or put in your comments live if you're watching live, but does the first stream, no matter what it is of Hasbro, so whether it's Star Wars, GI Joe, Marvel, whatever, do you think personally that sets the tone for the rest of the teams going forward?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like the first HasLab. Whoever
Mhm.
gets the first HasLab out, that sets the tone for everyone for the rest of the year. And I know the teams are very competitive over there because you never want to have your team lacking. And I know that's happened with a couple of ones. It says main characters, every outfit change, I love, but not a consistent re-release and updates. Background characters and aliens are so welcomed. And also the Commander Cody Vault wants to know that the Republic credits did not work on Big Bad Toy Store, only money. All right.
well, we're gonna put in some phone calls on that because that's
Yeah, I said these are a fan channel wave. I wonder what next Walmart wave will look like. We can cross our fingers, bro,
yeah.
because that's and
Walmart. The next Walmart wave will look sold out, or you can't buy them.
yeah, the Real World Rhino actually says absolutely sets the bar. It
Yeah,
does, and it while it did set the bar, we were thinking at one point that this was it. Again, if you watch the Tommy's live stream, which is over on the Bliss Transmission channel, one of the Syndicate network members, or you went popped down later on that night to the toy chest. So Monday was a hit for all that. The There was nothing that actually prepared us for the next reveal because they kind of did it in the grand fashion. I gave them credit. They teased it up and they dropped it, and you were left wondering when they had one lightsaber, two lightsaber, three, and like what's going on here? And I'm thinking like, are they just re-releasing like a General Grievous or somebody or what? And then they happened to pop out Lord Starkiller, and I was like, oh man, this was first of all. Again, on Bliss Transmission was one of the guys that ran the Black Series Most Wanted. This was a character on my Black Series Most Wanted list, or our Black Series Most Wanted list.
yeah, it was.
And that was like I was not expecting this character, and also the same way I was not expecting to see a character from the list actually revealed or anything. So, that was what really kind of did it for me, man. This character is epic and everything. And Dark Moocher, yeah, day one pre-order. Oh no, this is one where we ran the other like a couple of weeks ago on Pixel Plastic Inc. about like your toy buying habits and what you should do. And
Yeah.
this is one where the buddy system comes in. If you're working that day and you've got somebody that will order that, make sure you get it because this is not going to be something I think is going to sell and just stay on the shelf. Oh, this one's going to hit like the 3-4 minute kind of thing. And then you're going to be on Hasbro Pulse like, oh man, I can't get this now.
Yeah, for sure. Darth Moocher said, I'm willing to give Hasbro a pass here and there, but yeah, they need to keep that pace of new character selection and epic sculpts. Look, I'm not really, well, I can't really say this, but like the Gamerverse ones they did for Marvel were killer this time.
Yeah.
And then the Star-Lord is a way to slap 2026 in the face.
Mm-hmm.
This was one that's like, not only did they release it correctly, but I didn't think they were gonna do all of the lightsabers.
No. That, and just also to have it where they're all detachable. It's right there, man. That detail right there. Even when there was a spin, I didn't get it in the shots, but there was a spin where they showed all the detail on his back and just all the intricate stuff that he did. This is fantastic. The wire cape. This is one where we saw this with the Ronin from last year. Then they went on and did the best spin Vader with it. This is just one of those features they definitely got to do. Yeah, painted lightsabers too. Be some. You're absolutely right. Definitely gonna do. Dark Moocher gonna try to get an extra Star Killer for a giveaway. Actually, that is a good giveaway too.
Well,
you
don't worry, Moocher, because I will be ordering however many I can order. Let's just put it that way.
know. Yeah, this one, man, I can't wait to see this one on my shelf. I've been preparing for. I never thought I was going to get this character that soon because they've done the other versions of them and without all the mask and everything. And I'm like, okay, maybe they'll get down to this. But this this is a deluxe figure. This is going to be worth the actual cash and everything else like that, man. I'm like, wow. And well, I'm reading 3 Max on Pulse. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So again, the buddy system may have to go around because I'm pretty sure that this is gonna flow right out the door real quick, bro. This is not going to be something where we're going to definitely see. But they did, and then we thought, hey, all right, Hasbro did their thing, and we're like, we're all cool. There's we've gotten the items in that we thought we were going to get in.
What else? What else could possibly?
And then Hot Toys said, "Hold on, Star Wars. We need some more of your Republic credits." Or we know Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know what Hot Toys takes, but
Hot Toys takes your firstborn.
But they've got the TK Stormtrooper, and they have 2 different versions. There's collector's edition and special edition. And look, they've added some stuff to this character that's fantastic. He has 4 alternate versions that he can look like too, which is fantastic, man. Comes of course, if you know Hot Toys, the one thing that we always marvel about is their cloth goods, and this one is not surprisingly. Like we're like, oh well, you know what? This is what we come to expect from them. The blaster looks fantastic. I love the different helmets, the goggles. Come on, man. Well, the poncho looks fantastic.
My favorite pose here is the top left corner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think almost hear that voice of the Stormtrooper come out of it too.
Yeah. Look, it's such a good release. Again, it's like we talked about. Bisam said, I think this is another case where I'm glad they didn't make Starkiller till they have the right technology. And I agree. I think it was also mentioned a little bit earlier by Bisam about that they were painted lightsabers as well.
Yes, they were.
So yeah, so that's what's huge for Starkiller, and then now you got Hot Toys. Look, Hot Toys doesn't really make. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that the Hot Toys made like a bad figure. I
haven't heard it in collecting. Mostly everyone. There's characters that obviously that are not your cup of tea. But I've never heard anyone say, hey, their quality is crap and everything. I do know the one complaint that I always do get from Hot Toys is extremely fragile. So, like, if they drop that off the shelf, and maybe some Hot Toy fixing that you might need to do. But technically, these should not be on the standard shelf. Everything it says, let's see, CISO lets you pay off your debts, hard labor required. Yeah, I gotta think about that. A lot of COBs was pretty bad in my opinion, but that's pretty much okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I think this is great. I think you're gonna get a lot with this one from Bad Batch. Look, the poncho thing is cool. I think that's what kind of made it for me. But if you look at this and you're a real Hot Toys fanatic, you'd probably buy about 4 of them or 5 of them so you could have them all in different poses.
Yeah, I don't know how many Hot Toy fanatics we have out there like that, because that's, again, if we drop back to the price and everything, just the collection edition is $235 and then $270. I don't know how many of those fans are hanging out there. But
if you don't buy 4, you're not a fan.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of non-fans out there. Yeah. But it is the one aspect as well is that they've done this, and I think people are asking Hasbro to do this a little bit more as payment plans. And it's talking about payment plans for some of the higher end stuff,
Yeah, I mean, there's really no there's really no reason why they couldn't do it as payment plans.
Yeah. I think they should.
Yeah, I think the Max Rebo said he's getting 6, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Max Rebo's a real collector.
Yeah, he's
He's trying to beat Tommy's. What did Tommy order, like 15 lats or something?
No, I don't know. Let's put it like this: enough where he'll be doing a lot of doubles.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Look, it was a great release. I think it's such a cool piece, man. I like it. I just don't like it enough to buy it. And I think when we're talking about the payments and going back to payments with like Hasbro, um, just kidding. When we go back to the payment piece, I think that's what everyone's kind of expecting them to start doing from the Star Wars side is doing
Yeah.
the like made to order, or if the HasLabs get crazy and they start to become real expensive, offering the options. And I know there's ways you could do it with PayPal, like PayPal will let you kind of do that already,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just weird that Hasbro hasn't invested in the time and effort to enable that, because I feel like they'd make a lot more money.
Well, like I said again, who are we to say major corporations not making enough money? think they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
That's to say they're okay, but it might not be feasible on them. I think that when you're looking at more of the with Sideshow, Hot Toys, that kind, their volumes are a little bit higher. Almost all the queues, they very rarely have like small like items that are under like $100 or anything. Usually they're way above that. So I definitely can understand that too, and also their business model. I know some people, just as soon as they pay off one, they've got another hot toy that they're paying for.
Yeah.
So
Ever revolving.
yeah, it's been pretty smart on that aspect. The real Rhino says never trust the blue elephant. So we're looking at that. Next one on the list of the day was the one that actually, they did a good job on the Marvel Legends fan stream that they did,
They
where they
did.
kind of teased this character when we saw it. And they teased a bunch of other characters at the end of, I believe, at the end of last year, right before we ended up for
Yeah.
this year.
What did they tease this one with?
This one was teased when they had the actual bag of gold, kind of like
They put the bag down, right?
they put the bag down, yeah.
Yeah. This one they went digging, and I'm a fan. And the reason why I bought it is because they went digging. Like, do I want the character? I mean, he's cool. He's a beefy character, right? But I bought it because this is the first sign of them like going deep on the Marvel line. And I want them to do it. And we talk, and look, you guys talk about it a lot on Toy Chest, where during the release, which was like, all right, time to start putting our money where our mouth is. And like, if you like that they released all of those like crazy releases for Black Series, like buy them. And I
Yes.
feel the same thing goes with Marvel. Like this, for me, this is a reach into something that we haven't seen, so that they could test the waters on whether or not they should keep going on this route. And because of that, it's like biggest reason why I bought it. Also, he's a big beefy character, so
Yeah,
you know.
and not also just to piggyback on that is that not just to just buy them, but also to let that positive energy go when you see like when they are doing their fan streams. Put that energy in there. If you really like something, let the teams over there know, because when we kind of like hold that in, when all they hear from fandom is the gripes or like the the complaining part of it, it tends to move the teams away from wanting to listen to fandom. But if they're also getting for the same amount of stuff, because let's be honest, a lot of stuff they're doing, they hit the mark on. And then when they don't, like, yeah, but you've got to give that positive energy along with the negative energy. And also welcome in, Commander Bly. We're waiting for you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
And he said the Max Rebo Spears looks more maximum than the Hulk. Yeah, I will give you credit on that. It absolutely does, man.
I think they did exactly right with this character, man. This is
yeah.
like,
I
look,
will get credit on this one. Look, it's a deep dive character. Here's the one thing that I do like about it. I'll say this right quick, is that whether you want to put him in like the grizzly mode of looking like the human version from the Spider-Man, or you just want to make him look like a giant grizzly, you've got the option of doing that, man.
yeah. I think that Frozen Thoughts, what's up? I think that what what they did with this is to show you that they're going deep, especially into like the Spider-Verse. Because remember, they also talked about World War Hulk
Yeah, they did.
and going into that. So if they're going into that, like how deep are they going to start pulling it off? Rhino Hobbies I just want that gold. I think Mezco has a gold pack.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people wanted these accessories look fantastic, and you're able to use them in other toy photography if you're a toy photographer. So I think that's it. I think this character is going to look fantastic shot. Whether you can do them like whether it's in the city realm where you have them like a bank scene behind him, or you're doing them out in like a wilderness shot. This character is going to look extremely well shot, man, and that's the one thing that they've been doing. They've been really kind of like adding in a little bit of those elements and the more. And again, when we're paying for deluxe, then yeah, you've got to run us with like deluxe, items. Again, this is one of those things where now you've got the Black Series team over at Hasbro. Now they've kind of run in their deluxe stuff and they're showing what they can do. Marvel they did a pretty good job last year of actually showing what deluxe items and what should come with this. This is fantastic, man. I think, and also I love the packaging too. I'm so happy that we went back to the plastic packaging, but yet the big windows, because this is one of those characters where you and I both know, we picked up the Hulkbuster and we have Odin and a couple of those characters. When they're huge, beefy characters, you want to actually see them because it entices you more, I think, to actually purchase,
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Also, quick shout out. We see you guys over on Instagram. Welcome in, and we're having a little bit of an issue with layouts on Instagram, but hopefully you're enjoying the show. But welcome in. Cobra will definitely be stealing that gold for photography. Yes, yes, he will.
And see, that's the thing, man. It keeps you kind of like going and like what do you want to see? What's the items that you want to get involved in? When you see him in the background, what can this character use? What can this other character use? Our buddy Joel does a fantastic job. He set up when we were at the SoCal Joe show, he set up a heck of a diorama right at the table. And he just had like, he used a lot of those items and different mixtures and suits and everything to build other characters. So it's also not just for photographers, but for the customizers out there. So again, a lot of great stuff. I'm happy that they're doing this. I love to see the extra accessories. Again, you think a bag of gold and everything out of nowhere, and it's like, what is this for? So deep dive.
Really quick on that. Yeah. I'm curious. Like, do you think they're gonna keep going? What are your thoughts? And this is for everybody. So comment below on the Replay Clue live, whatever. What are your thoughts? Where would they go next in the Spider-Verse? Because it looks like they're going pretty deep. Like, what would you like to see them release on that?
You know what? I would like to see a new Prowler with maybe a soft goods cape and wires in it. I think that's their next level of adding in some of these characters we haven't seen. I think they have to too, because they've done a good job of actually dropping a lot of its villains, but there's a lot of deep divers that they haven't used. And they, once you start like, now we're starting to get into the area how much reissuing is Marvel Legends, forced to do because they've shown so many in the earlier days. So, they're gonna have to keep doing that. I thought, they teased the Punisher Buster that we kind of saw, and it was like, yeah, that's a good reuse of certain parts and everything. But this is a deep dive character we've wanted to see for a while too. I got to think we'll start seeing, because we've seen in the Spider-Man a little bit more of the 2099. Well, there's a certain character is going to be an Avengers movie, and there's a Doctor Doom, and there's a Doom 2099. I got a feeling we'll be seeing some of those pop up too, man.
Yeah.
And it was like, I like to see them use actually real spiders and other animals for the characters. We'll see Commander Bly. I don't know if they're gonna, shipping them in a box might be a little tough for them to do. And the real Rhino, maybe they'll go Ultimate Spidey Universe. You know what? They've got those characters around for a reason, man. And at one point or another, they're gonna have to start doing it. Again, I think we'll see some of the deeper dives. I remember in the 80s as well. Do you remember the New Universe? that like Jim Shooter created.
Uh-huh.
Okay. At one point or another, when we're going to start seeing some of those characters pop up again, they've been doing a lot of deep dive characters, and of course, we know the Avengers Doomsday. We're going to be flooded with a whole lot of the movie accurate figures because they're going to come all over the place, man. Because they definitely, and I know we're probably getting this year. It's going to probably be the year of Doctor Doom. I'm pretty sure that we started last year. They had like 2 Dooms that popped out. I've got to think they've got at least 3 or 4 in them this year as well, too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with all that. I think that they have a deep run they can go into. Did anyone else lose audio?
No, I hope not. Let us know if you guys aren't able to hear us. So you know, it could be one of those. Could be one of those things where it just drops out due to signal boosting. And
B some said audio's good.
Audio's good. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So so I think we'll hopefully start seeing some more. I'm excited to see what they do with the Ultimate Hulk. And hopefully we've talked about this many times, but hopefully we get some good stuff out of Doomsday. Some said Doomsday allows them to re-release all the characters they want as well. Yeah, and updated, right? Like maybe different costumes. I just hope that they, have them before the movies, like not in theaters anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. From there and everything, we got some bots that's been popping up this week. And again, a lot of people are into Transformers. It is probably one of the legacy great characters. And here's what's has me kind of a little bit worried. We've seen Star Wars. We've seen them, some Marvel Legends stuff pop up. We're starting to see some bots, and we haven't seen the other legacy team over at Hasbro do something. And I got a bad feeling that when they do hit us, they're going to hit us with a lot of money. But we haven't seen anything from G.I. Joe kind of creeping his head since the end of last year. So
yeah, it's been a minute.
They've been definitely quiet on that. Like also too, the one thing about the bots is that last year they started off the year with a HasLab of for Transformers. Now that's going to be interesting to see who actually has the first HasLab of the year, because I think they're going to have to set it off. And actually says her role is actually knocking it out a little early. Where do we pre-order Grimlock? I need him. Pulse will have him, right? I'm hoping. Usually a lot of the missing links, yes, but also this might be one where you might look at some other fan channels, like possibly Big Bad Toy Store, because that's I know that the missing link stuff is hard to get, but first one on the list is the one where also it's kind of hard to actually get a hold of, and we're going to look at Hound from the More Than Meets the Eye studio series, and it is a Target exclusive with limited quantities up on Hasbro Pulse, and that term is limited. So whenever they do Target, they usually kind of drop them, and there's usually a couple of, like, maybe a couple of hundred on Hasbro Pulse, and then mostly the bulk of that stuff is on Target. And Target is, from whether you like the exclusives that they're doing, they're not going to go away because these companies are paying them. So Walmart and Target are absolutely doing this, and it is absolutely a problem every time we're trying to order it. Mr. Maddox, is it up on Target still, or how's it looking over at Hasbro Pulse?
The funny thing is, right now, as we speak, is that it's sold out on Hasbro Pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then it sold out really quick on Target, and then after it's sold out, Target put it on sale for $19.99.
No, yeah, Jesus.
Commander Bly said, "I'm one of the few that doesn't like the Joe Transformer crossover stuff. I'm not a fan either. So I think the only one that caught my eye recently was the His Tank. That's it.
Yep.
Hound does look great. I think the Hound is awesome. I think they nailed it. I hate their stupid shadow releases. These are legacy characters. Make them available. Frick. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I was
too.
mad that I couldn't get this one. I love Hound.
Yeah, he's one. And again, if you watch the original Transformer miniseries, the first couple episodes, More Than Meets the Eye, Hound is the first one that's exploring kind of like Earth, and him and Cliff Jumper. So those are two very iconic characters, and I think they nailed it too, right down to the color. You know, this just looks like it just came out of the animated show. He looks fantastic, man. And I know this was a character. Now, like, don't let this like jump out. There was a 5-pack, and Hound last year was in that 5-pack. So, you know, this is not something that's like a brand new character. This is a reissue that they're packaging as a non-reissue. So they did that. Remember that 5-pack? The only difference was they had them with the when it came through the glass on it. Hey, welcome in. You know, they had the it was like blue glass instead of it, but they've kind of done so. You know, it is an upgrade a little bit, but it is the same character, just with some modifications. But yeah, I will give it the same way that the Royal Rhino stated. I don't like when the Hasbro drops this on Target and it just makes it a problem to get, because again, it's the window. First of all, the Target app, for some strange reason, never works properly whenever, because you can get on the first thing in the morning, refresh your page and everything, and you can still mess out on this stuff. I don't understand the process of not having enough. It's kind of like the way we've always talked about Mezco and the scarcity program that it kind of has when they do their limited drops. You know, I don't know if that frustrates fans more or it turns people away a little bit more, you know? So I don't know if it's just a standard frustration or people's like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother. So I think they've got to fix that a little bit.
Hot Rod.
Yep, it was.
Well, it was. That one, the Hot Rod one. So there's two things happening on Target.
Yeah,
you have Hot Rod is the one that says releasing March 1st. So I think you'll probably be able to grab it again soon.
Okay.
And then Hound is the one that was $24, but is on sale for now $19.99 and still isn't available. But I did hear that it is popping up in stores.
Okay.
At some
but I wonder
point.
what pricing is going to be in stores, though.
Well, it doesn't matter. You just take it into Target and have a match. I don't know when they're popping up in stores, but there's talks that it'll start popping up in stores. So,
or if it's already in stores now, because you and I both know they jump from the portion of, like, you know, it's one of those aspects that always has me laughing when, like, you go in a store, it's a different price, but yet also it's 2 weeks ahead of the time before whatever, you know, program they're doing, and you know, they say, oh, it's supposed to be for, you know, the I think it's NECA does their and usually all those items, all those items are in stores weeks before, or you're in the store, they won't sell it. You know, it's just they've got, I understand that you know, Toys R Us is just now coming back. They've got some work to do, but like, you know, the toy departments, Hasbro, when they were talking to Target saying, hey, we're going to treat our stores the exact same way as Target. We're going to be very family friendly. We're going to actually be like, you know, work with companies a little bit more. And none of that has come to fruition. And it says, you mean I have to go out in public and be around others people? I care about people, but I hate being around them, especially at stores. It's like, yeah, they're forcing you into the store. You're going to have to go out into the public and actually, you know, get some sun on yourself and walk in there. But I think they've got, we were talking about this the other night as well. They've got to do things where, I know like the Mondo and Grogu is hitting theaters later this year. And we're talking about like the displays. They've got to go real big. And I know, like, I see B-Sum right here saying that the big toy displays Walmart starting using last year worked well. Target needs to step it up. Same exact way. Yes. Now, if you could find it in some of the Walmarts, we did see it in a couple of Walmarts where it was like a middle aisle. They had both sections of it. They had this nice diorama that wrapped around it that they drew more attention to. You had more of the they were stocking the classifieds, the WWEs, because it was Hasbro and Mattel split. So they were doing that with Motu and everything. It was really cool to walk in stores and see that kind of had
Yeah.
the a la Toys R Us feel. Well, that same exact thing needs to happen over at Target. That end cap thing is not enough, and God knows their collector's area is not really a collector's area.
Well, also, but I think too, it's kind of like how much of this is like on Hasbro as well, because Netflix obviously was able to get a giant display, almost an entire row of just Stranger Things stuff and designed, right? So
Yeah, but I think that was due to them dropping a bunch of. I think Netflix dropped bucks in order for that to happen.
that's what I'm saying is like how much of that should be on like Hasbro and Mattel as well, right? Like
True. Well,
promote your products.
but here's the thing: if you're Target and you've got exclusive, that's a fact. Target has done nothing significant to be a toy seller. Mine is always a wasteland for toys. Yeah. And Toys R Us is coming for that. Yep. Target better watch out. Look, I think Toys R Us has to do that. I think Toys R Us can't do what they've been doing the last several years of just throwing in their little mini stores and things. I understand they're trying to go back to brick and mortar. We went out to one of the brick and mortars, but they've really got to they've got to take a page from back in yesterday when they were doing it, and they were like, we have to make this a dominant premier kind of thing, because I do think that will make Target step it up, because I think Walmart is looking at it like, look, Walmart's regular aisles, yeah, they got some problems with it, and that whole McFarlane collector's case thing, that didn't make any sense. But the Hasbro and the Mattel, the team up on those giant displays and everything, that worked. And I've always seen, one, they did a great job of making sure that area was always stocked. And two, it always did have traffic. So I will give them credit for that Walmart tried something different. Maybe Amazon can help Toys R Us come back. Yeah,
I mean, since they're the reason that Toys R Us is gone.
I don't think that's going to work out too well for them. This is my Target collector area is always blocked by carts. Yeah. The collectors.
Could you imagine if Amazon, dude, if Toys R Us gets in bed with Amazon again and they didn't learn their lesson, Amazon's like, look, we could help you come back. They're like the same way you did last time, where you took everything and shut us down.
Well, see, now
I would laugh.
That would be the case if the same ownership group owned, Toys R Us, but they don't. And that's the problem, is that you've got people that it didn't happen today. They don't understand that it happened in the past. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I just know right now the rollout. I'm not seeing their commercials online. I'm not seeing anything that's saying, "Hey, man, we're gonna compete." At Toys R Us, we had reps from all the toy companies maintain their shelves. You're gonna have to send somebody out. And they're going to have to say, hey, this is what we want. We want these cardboard cutout displays. We want these things. You're going to actually have to treat it like a business. You can't just treat it like Amazon, because people don't expect Walmart and Target. Look, they tried that, where they have the red circle and they've got the plus. And it's not the same as Amazon. So you don't try to be Amazon. Try to be yourselves. And I think that's what they need to do a little bit better than that. Let's see. Just checking out supplies. No different than Coca-Cola handles their shelves. Yep. Yep. And that's why. Look, I'm a Coke man. I love Coke over Pepsi, because they actually have
I'm glad you clarified that statement with Coke over Pepsi.
Yes. Difference. Coke over Pepsi.
Because your Kobe shirt looks a little weird right now, and I was gonna say, well, you are. Look, I think that they need to do. We actually, like a couple shows back, we talked about this, about what it would look like to actually maintain or start up another store, right?
Yeah.
And it was that, I talked a little bit about Coca-Cola, and in grocery stores, Coca-Cola gets the end cap, and it's not because they pay for it. It's because they give the product to the store to put it out on end cap, and then the store gets to sell it at 100% profit. So it's like marketing dollars, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's ultimately what you have to do. And to Dr. Brantley's point, back in the day, Toys R Us, when toys were a viable market, and let's not be incorrect about this. That clarification was needed. Mr. Beast, as a clarification for you, because I pay attention to the other side of toys. Mr. Beast last year sold over $190 million in toys.
Wow.
Over 190 million, and it's a lot higher than that. And so, like the toy industry is there to make money. Pepsi Cane is the choice for the new generation. Crystal clear.
It is.
So I think that it needs to get back to that, right? I think that you need to have reps. I think that you need to have someone that has the ear to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can get there.
Here's the one thing I will say about McFarlane. He does send people to the stores. McFarlane does travel into them, not just shoot his little commercials. He has been known to pop in at random Walmarts. So, he's keeping an eye on that. I really do think that is something. Who's the Black Mamba of the syndicate? Well, you kind of know. Gotta let that know. Max Revo, come on, but also too, hey man, a little bit of breaking news that just hit me up right here, so I've got to share this, and it's always fun when that pops in the show. And Monday's toy chest over on the Sarlacc toy chest on the Sarlacc Digest podcast. Guess what? We will have Cassidy from Cube Squadron, and he's going to be exclusively dropping his 1,000, because they said if you got to 1,000 on the Kickstarter, he'd be dropping an exclusive cube on the show. That is happening Monday, so we're gonna have some live festive stuff on that. Wow, bro, we're hitting this stuff up and everything. And I see anime figure statue
What's
collector.
up?
Welcome in. Good
Welcome
morning
in.
to you, man. So hey, that's a little bit of breaking news for us. That's what I love about being live. We're gonna have to actually do that, kind of like
next week we'll have breaking news. Don't worry. Yeah, we're good.
But that's cool, man, because if you haven't paid attention, Cube Squadron is something that is gonna beef up your if you've always wondered what am I gonna do with this micro galaxies, there's something I can do with the whole micro galaxy squadrons. Is there a point? Yeah, there's something you can do with it. There's something that's called Cube Squadron. And again, they've got, if you're signing up, you wanted to get to 1,000, he's revealing, but that's not, hey, that number doesn't need to stop. We need to still keep going on. It says, you guys have to realize toys are for our age group now, not the kids, and they need to market it as such. I think they need to do it both, man. I believe that if you fall into this point of having collectors is aging out of your group and categories, you're making a mistake. You also need to entice the next generation and the next purchaser to do it. So half truths on that. I will give you credit for that. But you want to pull up the Cube Squadron?
Yes, sir. Doing it right now.
All right. There you go. If you haven't went over to Kickstarter, please go over to Kickstarter, drop your email in. You're not signing up to pay for anything. You're just signing up to just say that you're actually one of the people contributing to the point of saying, hey, we want to see more of these cubes dropped. And again, if this is the best way that you can actually display these items, and wow, like I said, again, this one with the Millennium Falcon is really kind of like, they're doing too much, man. This is just where you're fandom when you have all these little ships. And I know you and I have gotten into the process now of buying a lot of these and everything. Hey, what's going on, sir? Nice to see you. And hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for the shout out. Hey, we shout out good products, sir. Like I said, that's what we do. We product good shout outs. But hey, look at this, man. I know you have stated this. I know you've been buying a crap load of like ships. You have been actually just going crazy with ships. We have been going to all kind of different like Ross and Targets and everything, because our main hunt for these kind of things is also what can we do that can get stuff on sale. And we've actually cleaned up on some in-sale stuff too, man.
Yeah, my most recent pickup was the Star Wars Celebration Japan one. And I posted a picture of that in the Syndicate Discord. So head over to the Syndicate Discord and sign up. But yeah, like since the Cube Squadron came out, we've talked about this like off many times. Commander Bly said Cube Squadron on Monday. That is correct. We can confirm, and Cassidy, if you want, confirm in the chat as well. But yeah, these are something that, you know, I think some are too high priced.
Of course,
But I do know that they significantly dropped. The Star Wars Celebration Japan one was one I just really wanted.
yeah.
I found it at a really good price. I got it. I don't even know if I'm taking it out of the box because, you know, like our number one figure from last year, the Visions, that the box for the Cube Squadron is like just as good. So
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And that's it, man. It's different it's a different way to showcase your collection. And these have lights. You can actually, if you're not a 3D printer, you can actually have this sent to you, put together. That's really kind of cool. Or if you're somebody that actually wants to walk in, because it will be dropping a hint. Yes, I know you will. Yes, sir. But if you're into 3D printing, you can print your own, you know, so you can print them out for a friend, because that's what the heck I'm gonna need. I know a lot of great 3D printers, and I'll be dropping in on them, because look, there's a lot of people that do it great, allow them to do it great and everything, but it's just kind of, again, you're taking something that, you know, we just had basically sitting on the shelf or sitting in boxes, and you're giving life to it. And I know that Dark Moocher on the Sarlacc Digest podcast was saying at one point, he was always trying to figure out a way of like how to display those ships, even because he has a bunch. I know Tommy has a bunch. And he was like, he was always thinking that. And then Cassie just comes out of nowhere and he has this idea. And when you see something great, you tell people about it. So I'm looking forward to, you know, I can tell you, I'm almost at the point where I think I might just do one that goes all around the top of my office in here and just all have different ships and lights up. I don't know. You can stack them, and it just, you know, look, we could spend all day talking about this, or you could go over to the Sarlacc Toy Chest on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time and check out the show. Cassidy, you know, hey, man, we love the products you're doing. I do want to not ignore one thing that Reynolds said. Yeah, the number one purchase of toys are males 21 to 55. That he's absolutely right. But we want to see something. Also, Dark Moocher says a video, Dark Moocher's video, or a B-Sun actually, Dark Moocher's video really explained how awesome Cube Squadron is. Yeah, absolutely. He is on fire over there on the channel, man. I will tell you that. And let me make sure, I want to just hit up that. Yep. There you go. Flight stands. Cube Squadron goes the whole diorama. And when you look at that again, there's certain environments and things that you want to see, whether you're, you know, a person that loves the original trilogy, whether you love the prequels, whether you love someone else. Scully Collectibles. Scully, good morning to you, my friend. Good morning to you. You know, there's something there, man. So I can't wait to see what this, because I don't even know. Dark Moocher probably knows, and he's keeping the secret, you know, because he's been doing that a lot. As it purchased, great recommendation. Thank you, boys. Hey, thank you. And you know, man, I'm looking forward to this, bro. I get hyped up because I love products that define something. And you know, hey, Jazzware, you need to pay attention. You need to get with this dude. Really appreciate the support, guys. And yes, tune in on Monday on the Toy Chest. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, hey man, got a couple more things we're gonna run with. We saw Hound, and you know, Hound is great, but you know what's also up and everything. I know this, you're a fan of this. And Missing Link, when I saw Grimlock, I was like, nope. I know a guy that's gonna go and lose his he's gonna do he's gonna do that Jackson, like, oh. He saw this. So this one in 1985, the Dinobots gained popularity with their innovative approach, adding 5 transforming mecha dinosaurs to the Autobot army, which had previously been primarily made up of members who transformed into cars. Their commander Grimlock now appears as a completely new missing link equipped with numerous additional features. Grimlock transforms into a mechanical Tyrannosaurus into a robot. And let me tell you something. The price is $149.99. And this is, look, the pricing's up there, but I got to tell you something. This is a great version of Grimlock, man. And the missing link ones, we've talked about this numerous times. Like, even though they're a little bit pricey, they're almost worth it, man. I love this version of the Transformers. What do you think, Mr. Maddox?
I don't know.
On the fence.
I'm on the fence. Like, I think this is great. I need to get I don't know, because there's so many versions of Grimlock that I want. I still really like the 85 versions. The real Royal Rhino says, you get in a chat. Look, I may or may have not purchased it. All I'm saying is that I need to. I lost my original. I had all the Dinobots, the original ones, so I'm kind of on this kick of wanting to just get them all again.
Yeah.
But the missing
still
link,
has his 85.
Well, he doesn't if I ever show up at his house in Florida. I think what's crazy is the missing link is a high quality product, and I think, like B-Sum says, it's like 150. I think that's where it starts to become like, I get it, I understand it, I get why it's 150. Like,
yeah,
missing link makes good products. But like, I would rather have like B-Sum's, like he said, he has his on his shelf, the original one. That's to me, that's something that's like, that's what I like, and I'm very specific with Transformers. Like, I only really do the Studio series, Studio 86. It just helps control the purchasing. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this one is right there. But Scully's saying I need a Grimlock. And also, just to not glance over this, but Max Rebo did say this is very well too. Cassie and Vincent from Carbonite's are true artists and deserve our support. And that is the statement of the morning. Absolutely. They do, because you want to have, we complain about the big companies. We want to see some of the smaller guys get their due, because they're out there really kind of like humping. They do this for love. A lot of times, they're not getting rich off this stuff. Not the toys. We know you're not getting rich when you just first start getting into toys.
I mean, other companies are getting rich.
Other companies, yeah, but not the little guys. All right, so it's a to use the pre-order mafia, which is, we'll get into that later on tonight on Pixel Plastic at 7 p.m. This is one of those forget about it for you. We know it don't sleep with the fishes.
No, this doesn't sleep with the fishes. This is probably a forget about it.
Okay.
That's just 150. Mezco took up a lot of my money. Again, I could pay 150 and get the original Grimlock. So Absolutely. That's kind of
okay.
To me, that's more. But yeah.
And the Commander Bly will say, I think the missing link line is a cool, yep, I think so. And like it says, I'll hold your hand as you enter your card details.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There's a difference right there. And all right, let's go through some McFarlane stuff right quick. We're gonna roll through. McFarlane dropped some page punchers this week. He's got Barry Allen, the Flash. He's got that Hal Jordan, and they each come with the page punchers. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's one of McFarlane's lines that they come with. Actually, the character in a comic that represents that. So, if you're into any of these older schools, look, I love Hal Jordan. He's a great looking character. This is not a bad looking one. And McFarlane's Flash, this is actually probably one of his better looking Flashes. I'll give him credit for that. But I've heard this little rumor that in some of the page puncher cases, you need to pay attention to the last character right here, and that's Jessica Cruz, the Green Lantern, red platinum figure.
Yep. This
And
one, if I can find this one, is one that I'll get.
yeah, now they're saying it's in certain cases, so you know you gotta make sure that you're checking. I don't think this one's going to be as available as the Flash or the Hal Jordan Green Lantern, but this one also comes in with a comic. But this is the Red Platinum edition, so and it's available at Walmart, Target, GameStop, obviously GameStop. If you can find a GameStop that's opened in the United States, Canada might be a little different. It's a little different. Just getting back also a couple of the comments right here. It says, is this the same company that did the swipe site that looks like the cartoon? I don't think it is, Max. I think that one actually was Hasbro. I do also know that when it comes to bots, there's a lot of secondary companies out there too. A lot of companies. Let's see. Yeah, the McFarlane talk, nap time. And you had that chuckle to that. And does she have the same powers as my old Mexican girlfriend had? I don't know, man.
Yes. Yes, you will.
You'll have to let us know. But anyways, if you're checking for your stores, make sure that red platinum edition character is probably not going to be as readily available if you're into that. So,
Well, just because I'm looking at it, it is on GameStop right now for pre-order, the platinum one.
And Commander Bly, instant buy. Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Hey man, we could keep this up all morning, but we always try to tend to keep the morning talk some good things. But let's run down some stuff. If you didn't know, guess what? You should be a member of the syndicate. Yes, that's right. It's a Discord that's jumping off, and it's not just one subject. It's not just Star Wars. It's not just Battlestar Galactica. It's not just Star Trek. No. It's a place where you can see everything. You can do some deep dives. I'm talking about some really deep dives, like Space 1999. Right there. But go over to the Syndicate. The Syndicate is a network of Bliss Transmissions, of Sarlacc Digest Podcast, and of SKN, the Shadow News Network. So make sure when you're seeing that little symbol right here, you're watching a quality program. But guess what? You can do like they've done on the end of Toy Box Chronicles this week, or the actual Sarlacc Digest Podcast. When you want to keep the talk continuing after the show goes off, you can pop into that Discord and you can actually keep the show talking. So anything you didn't get a chance to say on the show, you can pop in there and speak to everyone. Space 99, that's a deep cut. You know it, brother. That's how we do it here. So, but if you want to talk more about that, you can go over to the Syndicate Discord. It's we'll put some links in the description as well for you guys to check out. From there, hey, Pixel Plastic Inc. is popping on tonight because Good Morning Toy Box is the lead-in show to Pixel Plastic Inc., which takes place tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pop Mart and Gong Studios is teaming up with some DC stuff. Are they doing better DC than anyone else? Well, you got to come to tonight's show to see. We'll also have the pre-order mafia. That's right. You can actually sleep with the fishes tonight with us because we got some stuff that actually might go in that category. And then there's Plastic News on SKN. That's right. Plastic News. Get all your news from plasticnews.com. It is our trusted news source, and it's a sponsor of Pixel Plastic Inc. Yeah, man. We got the host Rad and Dr. Brentley. They'll join Mr. Maddox and myself tonight, again, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that doesn't even do it as well. We've got some upcoming events. Now, if you missed it last week, you missed a chance to, see Mr. Maddox and Scully rob a vendor at Geeking Out, because that's what they did. It was highway robbery right there. So again, Commander Bly said they slipped a little something in them. I think they did. But that was last week. Fun time. We got some stuff on the channel that you guys can check out. And then in March, we are going to TFCon. That's right. We're going to TransformerCon. It's going to be our first time heading to this show. It's going to be in Burbank, and we're looking forward to that. And then later that month, we'll be all the way in Duluth, Georgia at Toy Atlanta, and that will be our first live stream remote of 2026. We consider Toy Atlanta one of our home actual conventions. Brett and all the guys there, they treat us so well, and we love actually spending time out there. We want you guys to see it. It's a great community-based show. And Commander Blythe said, yeah, 10 p.m. is past Commander Blythe's bedtime. Max Rebo. Wow, Max Rebo. Sure, Commander Blythe's going to have something to say about that. And that's right, the Syndicate Discord. That's the link right there. Go over and actually become a member to the Syndicate. Join the other members there and talk your fandom, man. There's, hey, man, no gatekeeping, no algorithm, just fandom over at the Syndicate. So, man, a lot of great things. Also, be hesitant to tell people, go over to plasticnews.com. Get all of your toy and entertainment news, plasticnews.com. And there's a certain thing that we got that's Toy Hunter. And if you want to actually be a person who tests out the beta, if you've got an actual Apple phone, then you get to test it, but it is coming soon to Android. That's right. It's a collection management for your toys, but not just for your toys. You can actually, there's also some toy news. You get some badges. You get the community area as well. It is one of those full apps. If you thought that you needed something about, hey, man, where do my collections live? You know, how do I know what I have? All right. Well, one thing I can tell you, too, that we actually tested Toy Hunter because we were at Geeking Out, and there was a Galvatron, and the guy was asking for some god-awful amount, and it was boxed, and the box was kind of all right. And, at that moment, I saw it in use, and this is the reason why it was invented, because Mr. Max went on Toymatics and checked and saw all the listings of it and found out that it was $125 cheaper online than it was at that vendor. And that vendor had a look on his face where it was like, uh-oh. That's what happens when you have the tech. Like Ernie Hudson said in Ghostbusters, when you got the tools, you've got the power. And Toy Hunter puts the power back in the collector's hands. So if you want to beta test that, actually head over to Syndicate Discord. There's a link in there as well. There's also a link right here for we're going to put up on the screen where you can try out Toy Hunter. Coming soon to Android 2 to test out. And when this hits the market, it's going to be the one app that rules it all. I can almost guarantee that in the toy community.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So, hey, man. I don't know, man. We can keep going on for 2 hours, but we got another show tonight to actually prep for. But I do love the Good Morning Toy Box on Fridays, man. And you know what? If things start picking up and things like that, it's we might start thinking about expanding it to more days. So you guys tell us if you want to hear toy news for more days of the week. But hey, man, love the Friday. Love Friday mornings. Looking forward to Friday nights. Pixelplast Inc. again, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really enjoying the Friday shows, guys. Thank you so much, guys. We actually want to give you a little something while you're in the morning or on the East Coast in the middle of the day where you got something else to listen to, man. Enjoy those. Like I said, Mr. Maddox, any other things that we missed out?
The only thing we missed is the teaser, but the teaser is that possibly next week you'll be getting weather reports from us on Good Morning Toy Box as well. So, look, I think everything is great. I think this week has been crazy for pre-orders. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. The Syndicate's blowing up. Everybody's really active in there. It really is a place to figure out if you can get the products. Like, I know a couple of us will spot things and wait around in Targets and Walmarts, see if anybody wants that. Huge shout out to B-Sum, found Soundwave. I asked him for it. He bought it, shipped it. I paid him. So, I mean, that's the power of the Discord. So, but there's a lot we got to do for tonight. So, with that being said, we appreciate you all hanging out with us for the past hour or so. Look, have a great day. Hopefully your day's been going well. If you're on the East Coast, if you're on the West Coast, get ready because the day's still going. So with that being said, we want to remind you to keep chasing that plastic dragon. Don't tell your significant other because you'll get in trouble. That's not our fault. It's just something that happens. So until tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, I'm Chet Maddox along with Alexander Thunderstorm. This has been Good Morning Toy Box. Good morning and good afternoon.
Hey, hey, hey.